I'm not referring to any foreign currency deposit, just peso-denominated deposits. Mutual funds, wala naman mutual fund, Mr. Garcia said earlier. So, are there any other accounts existing?
Sir, I only have information on the subpoenaed documents.
No, you do not have only information in subpoena documents. You have information also of other accounts that exist in the bank.
I could not say right now, sir.
Okay, so will you bring that information tomorrow and give us a categorical answer if there are any other existing accounts? Because earlier, the court approved the subpoena of all other related accounts, sister accounts, and we expect that to be handed to the court tomorrow. So we'd like you to give us more complete information on those accounts.
It will be covered by a subpoena, sir.
It is covered by subpoena, yes. Now, Ms. Johnson,
Yes,
of
sir.
course you're familiar and you've all been trained on how to abide by the Anti-Money Laundering Act.
Yes, sir.
All right, some of this account, what is the covered transaction limit on the Anti-Money Laundering law?
Above 500,000, Your Honor.
500,000. Did your branch submit a covered transaction report to the Anti-Money Laundering Council on these accounts?
Yes, Your Honor.
On all of these deposits that were in excess of 500,000?
Yes, Your
The
Honor.
time of the gentleman is
All
extended.
right.
Yes.
All right, that would be all for now. Thank you very much
All right.
to the witness and...
Majority Floor Leader. The Minority Floor Leader.
Magandang gabi po, Mr. President. Mr. President, if the witness is coming back tomorrow and bringing those documents, I'd ask my questions tomorrow.
All right. Majority Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, the prosecution wants to be. Do you have a? Okay, Mr. President. There are some housekeeping chores we have to do, but because of the lateness of the hour, I will do that tomorrow. In that, and may I just ask the Sergeant at Arms to make an announcement for today?
Your Honor, before,
Yes.
please. Yeah, before you adjourn, Your Honor, with respect to our other witness, Ms. Leonora Dizon of BPI Ayala Branch, may we ask Your Honor to direct her to come back tomorrow also, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, let Miss, what's her name?
Leonora Dizon.
Let Leonora Dizon come back tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock to join the hearing of this impeachment case.
Thank you. Thank you so
2 o'clock
much.
in the afternoon.
Mr. President,
Majority Floor Leader.
the Sergeant at Arms will make an announcement.
Please all rise. All persons are commanded to remain in their places until the Senate President and the Senators have left the session hall.
Mr. President, I move to adjourn until 2 o'clock in the afternoon of Tuesday, February 14, 2012, the birthday of the Senate President.
Is there any objection? The trial is hereby
No
adjourned
holiday.
until 2 o'clock of Tuesday, February 14, 2012.
Nag-adjourn na ang ikalabing-anim na araw ng paglilitis dito sa Senado. Inabot ng medyo late ngayong gabi itong trial.
Sa orasan ng Senado, 8:16 na po ng gabi. At natapos po tayo, actually hindi po tayo natapos at pinapabalik nga ang mga witness ng PS Bank, ang presidente, ang branch manager, kasama na rin po ang witness rin po para sa BPI branch na sinasabing meron nga pong accounts. Medyo interesante yung pagkatapos natin dito, Kathy, kasi parang allegedly sinabi ng taga-PS Bank branch manager that these are fake documents. Attorney Mark, can you comment on this?
Mukhang base sa testimonya ng branch manager ng PS Bank sa Katipunan, hindi daw consistent or hindi pareho dun sa hawak niya. Although meron akong narinig dun sa sinabi niya that it might be similar to their opening documents. Mukhang meron nga duda yung iba pang senator judges dun sa accuracy ng kanyang statements. Also because mukhang nakikita natin yung sinasabi ng presidente nila dati that it's only domiciled in the branch.
Yeah.
Pero ang sinasabi ngayon ng branch manager na aside from the branch, meron silang pinapadala sa head office for scanning at may kopya din yung head office. Mukhang lumalabas, dalawa nga ang sources nito. Kaya pinapabalik siya at pinapadala yung mismong original nitong mga dokumento nito para maikumpara dun sa attachment to the subpoena.
Napansin ko rin, Attorney Mark, na pilit binabanggit at pinapaulit-ulit nitong witness itong audit na ginawa sa kanila ng AMLA. And sinasabi niya na ito rin ang AMLA ay nagkaroon din at ang BSP ay nagkaroon ng access sa kanilang mga dokumento. Ibig bang sabihin nito, pinalalabas nitong witness na maaring dun din ang galing yung leak?
Posibleng yun ang gusto nilang buksan. Kaya if you notice, when she mentioned that, nag-hesitate siya ng kaunti at gusto niyang konsultahin yung kanilang abogado kung pwede niya bang sabihin yon. Pero mukhang sinasabi niya, she's laying the ground for saying na merong ibang taong may access dito. Kaya lang, mukhang nakikita ng mga senador dito sa pagbanggit ng AMLA na meron palang isa pang grupo na posibleng merong impormasyon on the accounts of the Chief Justice na hinggil nga dito sa kanyang mga bank accounts. Makikita nga bukas, depende sa kanyang ebidensyang idadalhin on the AMLA, kasi lilinawin niya yun on the AMLA, and syempre producing the originals of the documents of the at least the 5 peso accounts.
So nasabi nga ni Senator Osmeña sa huli niyang mga tanong dito sa branch manager na si Mrs. Tiongson na above 500K, automatically you're subject to the jurisdiction of the AMLA. How is this relevant, or how is this relevant to the trial of Chief Justice?
Well, ang relevance lang nito na meron ngang iba pang grupo na posibleng pagkunan ng impormasyon hinggil dito sa bank accounts na ito. Whether that can be subpoenaed, yun yung didesisyonan. At syempre, mag-aantay na naman yung impeachment court sa action ngayon ng prosecution. If the prosecution can pick up on this and files a motion to subpoena the AMLA documents concerning this, baka gawin nila yon. Merong medyong na-open yung oportunidad ngayon. But again, the Senate sitting as an impeachment court, hindi nilang pwedeng pangunahan nun. But what is sufficient for us today is nabuksan nga ito at least coming from the bank, hinihingi ng impeachment court, ano ang kanilang maibibigay hinggil dito sa audit at ano ang detalye nitong audit na ito. Yun yung katanungan ni Senator Pangilinan.
Attorney Mark, gaya nga ng ating natalakay kanina ay medyo nagkaroon na naman ng doubt as to the authenticity tungkol dito sa mga signature cards na galing dito sa small lady na pinesenta ng prosecution. Kung sakasakaling mapatunayan na peki ito, will they be held liable?
Posibleng magiging held liable sila dahil you cannot use a fake document for an official proceeding. Kung lalo na po kung ito ay impeachment trial dahil parang dinideceive mo parang pinapaniwala mo. Kaya lang, ang sinasabi naman ng prosecution, although meron ng question dun sa source ng ating dokumento, well, the information contained in our subpoena has been proven to be existing and accurate. So parang they're saying na yun ang dapat manaig kesa dun sa kanilang source.
Okay, maraming salamat, Attorney Mark Custodes. Puntahan naman natin si Ralph Ribas sa labas ng Senate Hall.
Sige na po. Parang Yes, Kathy, Gio, bago pa man na nagsimula ang formal na pagbubukas ng impeachment proper, ay nakita natin kanina ang panggagalaiti ng ilan sa mga senator judges nito sa defense panel. Ay ito nga patungkol sa isiniwalat nilang impormasyon na nakatanggap di umano itong mga senator judges ng 100 million pesos sa palasyo para hindi kilalanin ang TRO na inisyu ng Korte Suprema. Si Senator Judge Alan Peter Cayetano naman shared a story at inihalin tulad niya nga ang chismis sa isang tinastas na unan. Kapag kinalat mo nga itong mga nasa loob ng unan, ay hindi mo na ito basta-bastang makukuha muli. At ganun nga ang chismis daw, ayon kay Senator Judge Alan Peter Cayetano. Which brings me to a point na yung mga pangyayari reminds us of the powers and the responsibilities of the media na nakaka-influence nga ang mga sinisiwalat na impormasyon ng mass media. At para mapaliwanagan pa ang impormasyon na inilabas ng both ng defense at ng prosecution